Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Crimson Lily, and what you'll see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, her skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I give you the class Crimson Lily. Here we go. And if you are new to my character profile videos, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left is all of her skills. On the far right is all of the specials that go with those skills. The column next to skill is charges. That's how many times you can use the skill. And then the column next to that is hits, how many times the skill will hit a creature or opponent. And then the column next to that is damage-PVE, that is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against a creature in the world. And damage-PVP is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another player's character. And of course, the passive at the bottom. So, a few things to explain right off is over in the specials where it says super armor and forward guard, it's colored red. That means it's not applied in arena. Everywhere else in the game, yes, it will work and it will be there for you, but just not in arena. And the other one is for the skill Willow Slash and the Crimson Glaive Mastery, where it says max 5 attacks or max 2 attacks. The way that works is for Willow Slash, if you tap the skill, it'll attack once. It'll hit once. But you're given an option to tap and hold to attack a maximum of twice. So a maximum of 2 attacks you can do for that, or her standard one, you can tap and hold and do a maximum of 5 attacks. That is what that means. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PVE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PVE slide. So what I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized it according to the column of damage-PVE, from the highest percentage damage all the way down to the lowest. And Vacuum Slice is your highest damaging skill. So the other thing is the passive at the bottom. I'm going to go over that in the next slide for PvP. But everything else, like for example, why is there skills that are colored green? We can only take 8 skills with us into the game world at a time. So if you're new and you're like, I just don't know what skills to choose, I'm suggesting go with the 8 that are highlighted in green, and then over time you'll get to know the ones you like the best. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll go to the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP slide. So what I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized it according to the column of damage-PVP, from the highest percentage damage all the way down to the lowest. And Vacuum Slice still remains to be the one that is at the top. So first things first, everyone who does PvP, they always want to know, where is the skill that will give me my super armor even in arena? And looking at the list, it looks like Crimson Glide. Let's see, after that is Reeling Thrust and Rondo of Doom are the 3 skills that will give you super armor. And it looks like Crimson Glide is the one that is at the top with the most damage. Actually, it's the safest. If you're gliding around, you can just get in that super armor and do a quick flyby, throw your opponent off. So usually people who do PvP will do that first, and then come in with the heavy hitting skills like Vacuum Slice and Willow Slash, and just go from there, but come back and refresh their super armor with Crimson Glide or any of the others. So that is how that works, and let's talk about the passive. So I've reorganized the definition next to the word passive. Passive activates when you consume Orb of Hate times 5. And I could read you this definition next to that, but we're going to cut to a video after that showing you exactly what they mean. So the definition, when your passive is active, it creates an Orb of Hate times 1 for each skill use, plus 30% damage for all skills except Crimson Glide for 8 seconds, and instantly recovers 10% hit points after level 60, and the hit point recovery does not apply in Path of Glory. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to bring up a video showing you how the passive works. So let me cue that up for you. Here we go. And here we are. So if you look at the bottom right corner of your screen, you will see that there is 2 pink icons around the center. Those are Orbs of Hate, and there is 5 slots, so that's the maximum. But after 5, that next skill that you choose is going to give you the 30% damage. So you want to plan it very carefully, and as you can see, every skill except the Crimson Glide will give you 1 Orb of Hate. And what I want to show you, and I'll be doing this a couple times with the Crimson Glide, is that if you use it and you glide around and you don't hit anything, you get no Orb of Hate. See, I hit nothing, so no Orb of Hate happened. But if you do hit something, a creature, a building, something, you get 2 Orbs of Hate instead of the 1. Now, I missed again. Takes practice. I'm sure all the mains that are Crimson Lilies are like, dude, you're such a noob. So, one more time, let's show you what the passive looks like on our next skill. Yep, and here it is. There it is. See the red flame around her? That's what you're looking for. It does go very quick. So what we're going to do now, see, I hit the building and I got 2. Finally. So what we're going to do now is return back to the PvP screen. And here we go. And welcome back. So as you can see, now you have a better understanding of how your passive works. It's just that a visual effect happens very fast. It says 8 seconds, but really kind of seems like 5. But either way, the point is, the minute you see your meter full, that next attack needs to be planned very carefully. It should be Vacuum Slice, Willow Slash, or something very heavy hitting so you can get that 30% damage on top of it. And then you build it back up again using all of your skills. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the skill combo slide. Here we go. And welcome to the skill combo slide. So before we get started, let me tell you where you can find this. If you go into the game and you hit the menu screen, on the right is skills, you tap on that, and on the skills screen, you look towards the middle and down. You'll see a icon that looks like a magnifying glass with a circle around it, and it will say skill combos to the right of it. You tap on that, and here you are. It'll bring up this screen, the list of skill combos. Now, the way that this works, this is from Pearl Abyss. If you're at a loss for how to do combos in the game, these are suggestions. So the blue on the left is what skill you would start out with, and then it chains into the recommendation they have. So at the top, it'll say Willow Slash, and then Twin Strike is the next skill you would want to do to complete the combo. Now, as you're looking down the list, you'll see that there are 2 skills that really aren't skills. Those are enhancements, and it's an oops. It really is. I'm just calling it out. So what I'm talking about is if you look at the 3rd one down where it says Unbound Chains, and then the next one, Flow, Revenge Loop, and to the right of it, Flow, side to side, those are enhancements. Those aren't skills, and those are things you need to unlock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a screen or a slide that explains how you can unlock the flow enhancement and where to look. We'll start there. Flow Revenge Loop. Here we go. Okay, so what I did is I went into my skills, and on the list, what you're looking for is the skill called Reeling Thrust. So off to the left of that, you see those circles. The center one is the icon for Reeling Thrust, the red with the black slash, and then there's 4 bubbles around it. Those are enhancements, and enhancements need to be purchased with silver to learn it, or you need skill books to lift the skill level all the way up to unlock it. And unfortunately, for you to do this combo, if you look at the icon that looks like a cross with a circle around it for Revenge Loop, it has the level requirement of 2. So if you fight mobs in the world of Elion or in Hadum through treasure chests and get skill books, it's random, but you want skill books for Reeling Thrust, and I think it's 2 or 3 you need to get you up to level 2. And then you can learn with 70,000 silver, and congratulations, you have unlocked the Flow Revenge Loop in part of that combo. So let's get back to that combo screen, and let's see what the next one is we need to unlock and learn. Here we go. And we're back. So you just learned about Revenge Loop. So now let's show you what skill you need to unlock for the flow side to side. And let's cut to that screen. Here we go. And for the flow side to side, it looks like the skill Willow Slash is where you need to go. So same thing, let's look to the left of the skill, and you'll notice that this flow also needs to be level 2 to unlock and 12,000 silver to learn. So have no fear, but what we're doing is we're trying to make sense of the skill combos and what the skills are. So now that you know, let's go ahead and head back and conclude with the skill combo slide. And welcome back. So now that the riddle is solved, Revenge Loop is Reeling Thrust, and chain that into side to side, which is Willow Slash. So Reeling Thrust to Willow Slash, you need to unlock those flows, and if you notice, it's pretty good. If you do Reeling Thrust to Willow Slash and then Willow Slash to Twin Strike, you got a good 3-hit combo going on. If you want to take the time to unlock it, I recommend unlocking them all. So this is how the skill combos works. Take a moment to look at everything, and when you're ready, let's move on to the enhancement slide. Here we go. And welcome to the enhancement slide. So if you are new to this slide, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left are all of our skills. On the far right are all of the branch damage connected to those skills. And in the center is 4 columns. The first one, second, and fourth column are things that do something for your Crimson Lily. The third column is something that happens against the creatures in the world or another player's character. So let me take a moment to look at a few things. Yes, if you look at Willow Slash and you see that there's a flow there, we already talked about it in a previous slide. If you unlock the flow, it will give you an extra attack on top of Willow Slash, but know that the super armor is red, meaning it won't happen in arena. So just want to point that out. If you look at the second skill, Twin Strike, and go all the way over to the right where it says heal, that's colored that way because the heal does not occur in Path of Glory. everywhere else in the game, after you unlock it, she will heal herself for 120 HP per hit, but just not Path of Glory. And that is pretty much it. The only other thing I wanted to bring up for the enhancements, aside from the fact that yes, as explained, you want to go into the world of Elion and collect skill books and unlock all of them, or spend your silver to unlock the ones you don't need skill books for, but you really want to unlock all the enhancements. So the last thing was Reeling Thrust. I colored that red because they give you 3 immobilizations. When you unlock the flow, this is huge. I haven't seen this yet. So when you unlock it, you get 2 attacks, the Reeling Thrust and the Flow. And the Flow gives you a daze, a stun, and a knockback. That's huge. Heck, that's a reason to make her a serious main right there. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. It's like a baseball card. It is all of the slides you previously saw, except there's something new. And allow me to introduce how it works. At the top are the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommended, and to the right of that is something new. It's called immobilization. I just got through touting about how she has 3 immobilizations. What it is anything that stuns, knockdown, freeze, etc. Anything that takes the person or a person's character or the creature you're fighting and just knocks them down on the ground so you can get extra hits, that's considered an immobilization. So looking at the top right corner, it looks like every skill that she has an immobilization in it. Now, what you don't see is the Reeling Thrust shows 2 immobilizations, and that's true. If you look at the skills right below, the Reeling Thrust has stun on first hit and daze on last hit, and that's 2. But if you unlock the Flow, then she'll have daze, stun, and a knockback. So that might be a total of 3, that could be a total of 5. I'd have to play the character to really understand how many immobilizations that she has, but you can bet she definitely, after you unlock the Flow, will have a minimum of 3. So that is how that works. If it's green, you have it, and then the column how many for immobilization. You already know about the skills, you know about the enhancements, we just covered all that. And below that is the legend for what isn't applied in Path of Glory and what isn't for Arena. And if you're wondering, what is forward guard and super armor anyway? That is right at the bottom. Forward guard means incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. And the way it works, since you have a forward guard, it's a vacuum slice. If your opponent is in front of you, or in front to the right or the left, and they try to melee damage you, or damage you in general, the definition means incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced, as long as they're in front of you. But if they get behind you, then all bets are off, and they're gonna damage you pretty good. So that's how forward guard works. Super armor, where all the people who do PvP, this means a lot to them, and this means incoming damage will be reduced, and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. We don't know what that duration is, but this is the reason why they start out with super armor. They do a few skills and then hit that super armor to refresh it again, so it's always with them. So that is how it works. Now take a moment to look at the player card, and when you're ready, the music is gonna change, where we go into the gameplay video, where we show you what Crimson Lily can do. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video. So before we get started, let's show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we're at Kron Castle entrance. And we're here because their CP is 2519 and ours is 3437. It's okay, she'll be fine. The way this works is we'll have her fight for about 2-3 minutes to show you a good impression of all her skills, at which time we will go back to town and I'll give my outro and say thank you. So, without further ado, I am pleased to give you the class Crimson Lily. Here we go. And we're just about ready to head back to town. There we go. So while the loading screen comes up, allow me to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching my videos. If you like my videos, please subscribe, like, let people know. I am always making more videos and I am happy to do so. So what we do here is we'll just turn the camera around and put Crimson Lily in a nice display. We'll zoom in. Yes, we found the zoom. There we go. That looks good. And we'll have her give a wave. Say thank you and wave. There we go. And once again, thank you very much. And you have yourself a great day. Take care. Bye now.